Hi everybody, it is 5:54 a.m. and we're on our way to 7-Eleven. We're going to be getting, I think it's like $5.99, and we're going to be going 2.9 miles. So let's head on over there to 7-Eleven. All right, we got the order from 7-Eleven and we're on our way to I don't know what. It's on Horizon Ridge. I don't think there are any houses on Horizon Ridge. It's just an address on Horizon Ridge, and it's a leave at the door. So I can't wait to see what type of business or house this is that's on Horizon Ridge, because I don't think there are any houses on Horizon Ridge. And if there's a business, well, then we'll be dropping off at a business. So let's find out together. Hard time making my video yesterday because of the technical things that I was concerned about with the audio. So I found myself actually recording much less yesterday because I was concerned about the air conditioning system and the noise that would be coming off of the microphone. Even though I switched back to my old microphone, my mind was still thinking about the quality of the audio. So I was so focused on turning the air conditioner on and off and waiting for the right moment to talk that I was like missing all these good opportunities just to do my normal thing that I do. So I was a little disappointed in my previous video, but I think that's with anything. It's never going to be all great. It's never going to be a 10. So everything's always just up and down, up and down. So it is just what it is. So I'm fine with it, I guess. But today I was like, I don't care if the air is blasting. I don't care about any noises. If I feel like talking about something, I'm just going to talk about it. And that's all there is to it. I was watching other people's DoorDashing videos. I was just trying to see on other people's videos, like what is unique about mine. So I could just make sure like, oh, well, that's something I should definitely keep that people like. Because, you have to sort of assess out what is going on in the realm of DoorDashing videos so that you don't feel like you're just regurgitating the sameness. Because I thought, well, if other people are doing what I'm doing already, I need to do something else. Because that's just how I am. I'm like, I have to go to a totally different realm because I don't like to be similar. I like to be completely off the wall different in some shape or form. So I looked, there wasn't really anybody that did anything similar to me, so I was glad. I was just almost thinking that my videos are it's almost a little bit like half video game with all the darn graphics, and the other half is just hanging out and just a lot of just random chit chat, which I don't think anybody really does. It's more like a talk show situation going on in this car. So I think that's a lot better as far as because of the length of the video, how long they go on. So it works out a lot better. So yeah, so that was what I did this morning. And then I was changing the graphics again. So you'll notice in this one, the graphics changed a little bit again. $3.45 for 6.6 miles. No. All right, we're coming up on the drop off. It's a business. All right, let's go drop it off. Here we are, coming into the business. I guess it's open. It's 6:02 a.m. But it must be open or they wouldn't be ordering. Make sure I get the right address number. I think I've been here before. Yeah, this seems familiar. Turn right. But I've never been here this early. Oh, this is it. This is the business. I bet you that door won't even open. I'd be willing to bet you that door won't even open. Because it's so early. So I'll just set it next to the door and that'll be that. Hello. Good morning.
How you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Have a good. Worked out. The person actually came out and met me at the door. So now I can say for take a photo, skip, and I'll say handed to customer. All right, we're clear. And we're off again. We are off again. I thought for sure there would be nobody even coming out. I thought, oh, I'm just going to have to leave it here and trust that someone's going to eventually arrive. $6.54 for 6.4 miles. No. Yeah, I just thought to myself, the building looks close. There are not even any cars around, so I don't even know where she put her car. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna leave it here and hope nobody steals it. That's all you can really do. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. The lights were dark inside the building, so it wasn't like I saw anybody. Oh, I can make a left here. I'm in the right turn lane, but it's so early in the morning, it's safe to be in the right turn lane and make a left. Nobody's gonna care. There we go. We're on our way. Yeah, and then I already had the camera on. $7.08 for 9.8 miles. No. Yeah, I already had the camera on, so I probably got a little bit of the clip of me handing her the 7-Eleven order. But I always try to keep the camera down because people don't know I'm recording. I don't want to get their faces on the camera, so I just keep the camera down towards the ground, so that way it's more, at least it's more polite. So I know some people, I watch their videos and they just record strangers and they have conversations with them, and you know, and they're wearing that full-blown body camera on their chest, and I can't do that. I like to be more stealthy. It's like I just hold the phone in my hand and I angle it where I angle it. So, and I look at it later when I'm editing to make sure it's appropriate. Big the moon is. It's gigantic. It looks like the Death Star. I don't think I've ever seen the moon that big. $7 and a penny for 8 miles. No, I don't think I've ever seen the moon that big. I wonder why it does that. I'm sure on the internet it would tell you. But yeah, it looks ginormous. When I was a kid, one time I went to Mexico. Oh, Albertsons, $10 for 7 miles to shop for 2 items. Let's see. No, it has to be $11. Sorry, you're $1 short. $1 short. Yeah, one time I was in Mexico, and they had there was a moon that was really giant, and it was orange. It was like a harvest moon looking type of moon, and it was so big. It looked like it was going to crash into the earth. It was so big, and I never quite understood why it does that. It must be an optical illusion, because also not only was it gigantic and orange, but it was moving across the sky like it was a giant meteor. It wasn't moving that fast, but it was actually, you could visually see it was moving across the sky as it was low in the sky, but it was gigantic. It was like the one you saw right now. It was easily 4 times bigger than that. So that was way back in the 1980s I saw it, and I thought, wow, they must just be close. As a kid, because I was only a kid, I was like 12 or 13, I thought Mexico must be a lot closer to the moon. This is the kind of logical thoughts you have as a 12 or 13 year old. All right, we got a shopping order, and it said heavy items, but the dollar amount was good. Let me tell you what it is. We're gonna shop for 11 items, but we're only driving 4.6 miles, and we're getting $13.13. And of course, as you can see in the graphic, it says heavy. So I'm really hoping it's not 11 cases of water. But hey, wait a minute, we can actually look. Let's go to the shopping thing. Here's what we're shopping for. Some tea bags, that's not heavy. Some eggs, that's not heavy. Some immunity boost shots, that's not heavy. Onions, lettuce, garlic. Where's the heavy? Oh, rosemary chicken. Girl, they ain't gonna have no rosemary chicken at 6:09 in the morning. You're out of luck on that one. I'll just probably have to get them some raw chicken or some chicken meat or something. Turkey meat, spinach, rice. There's nothing heavy. Where's the heavy item? Oh well. Anyway, so that's it for the list. I don't know what's heavy. Maybe there'll be something that surprises us when we pull it off the shelf, but nothing on this looks heavy at all. This is a public service announcement to all people that like the rotisserie chicken in the morning. They don't have rotisserie chicken until after 10 a.m. That's when they put it out. If you're lucky, sometimes they'll have some leftover ones from the previous night and they'll set them in the refrigerated section, but it is super rare. So all you people out there that like to do their grocery shopping and have people deliver it, don't order rotisserie chicken early in the morning. They don't have it. Okay? well, we got everything except for the rotisserie chicken, of course, but we were able to get shredded chicken. So that worked out fine, I guess. I tried to contact the customer, but they were busy working, and they messaged me after I messaged them and called them. And they pretty much just messaged and said the substitutions are fine. So that's pretty much what I told them, was that I'm getting them the substitutions because I couldn't get a hold of them. So now, where are we going? Now we're going to our apartment. We're going to an apartment. And it's a please enter the side with one gate only. And then they gave me a code number. So I've got to enter the side with one gate only. All right, so let's do that. Let's enter the side with one gate only. Oh yeah, and it's 5 minutes away. It's 1.8 miles. Sometimes I forget to say that. I get so caught up in all of the craziness with the traffic and trying to make sure I don't crash the car. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish giving them all the information, since this channel is very data driven. Have you noticed that? I don't see anybody putting the kind of information I put on other channels. Nobody does all this crazy stuff. All the other people probably look at my videos and they go, this guy's crazy. Look at all the time he puts into these videos. Well, he must have so much free time on his hands. And it's not that I have all this free time. It's more about, my background. I have a background in graphics, so it's just second nature to do graphics. I just do it without, it's an obvious thing I should be doing because it's in my wheelhouse. So I just do it. And I guess that's what people are probably like, wow, how did he do all this? So yeah. Enjoy the graphics, everybody. Enjoy all the data. I'm sorry. I saw on TikTok, it's not data, it's data. I'm so sorry. Tomato. Data. I don't care. Sometimes I'll say data. Other times I'll say data. Every time I say data, I think of Star Trek. That's why I say data. Because then it refers to information, not a person's name. Currently 6:37 a.m. And I got an offer from McDonald's. It was like, what was it? $5.50 for 3.5 miles. And I was like, should I take it? And my cheat sheet says not to take it. It says I should be getting at least $6 for 3.5 miles. So I didn't take it. But then I'm like, but wait a minute. For 3 miles, I accept $5. Why wouldn't I accept $5.50, just 50 cents more for half a mile more? So then I second guessed myself, and I was like, oh shoot, I should have taken it. Oh well, it was only $5.50. It wasn't a big deal. All right, we're going in. I don't know what they're talking about. Single gate. This is a double gate. I don't even know what the heck. There's only one gate to enter this place. People are so confusing in their instructions. It's like there's only one gate. Where how else would I get into this complex? $5.48 for 5 miles. No. It's like, where do they think I would go?
Turn left, then drop off on the left.
You think they would at least give me the building number, but no. Oh no. They tell me if it's a single gate. I'm like, it's your only gate, mister. It's your only gate. Oh boy. All right, well, this looks like it has two entrances to this apartment complex. To this apartment building number. And the pin looks like it's on this side. So, oh, wait a minute. Where's the, oh, there it is. God, it's a narrow opening to get to the apartment buildings. It's right in that little hole. 3.6 miles for $5.07. No. Another successful drop off, and now we're waiting for another one. Now I wish I would have accepted that McDonald's one, because now we got nothing. Now we're just waiting, and we're out of our zone. We're out of the DoorDash zone. And of course, what was weird is that when I was out of the DoorDash zone, that was from DoorDash where I got that McDonald's offer, and we were out of the zone. So that was a little lottery ticket, a $3.05 for 5 miles. No, that was our little $5.50 lottery ticket to do that job and then get back to. It would have probably taken us closer back into the zone. Although I can't guarantee that because I didn't look at the map. I just immediately saw the dollar value to miles and thought, no. I thought no, because they were gonna cheat us out of about $1. That happens a lot where it's so borderline, where it's about $1 under, $1 short of accepting, and I say no. And when it's a high dollar amount, like there was one earlier, I think I mentioned it, that they were $1 short. I really should have taken it because it was only $1 short, but because it was such a high dollar value, it was only a 10% reduction in what I was gonna get. So I don't know. I was like, maybe I should have accepted it. I don't know. This job is it's so hard to know what's the right thing to do because everything is like a lottery ticket, you know? It's a scratcher. You get it and you don't know if you're missing out on a much bigger offer. $4 for 4 miles. No. Yeah, you can take a $10 offer and do it, and then while you're doing it, you totally missed out on a $20 offer, but you had no idea. So see how it's like a scratcher? It's like a lottery ticket. You don't know. You're just picking your lottery ticket and hoping it's the biggest one. So there's nothing else you could really do. You can even if you $5.28 for 6 miles, no. Even if you knew, even if they told you up front, like, well, this offer, it's going to be really high. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know if something bigger suddenly seconds later is going to come in. So you just have to go with whatever comes in, as long as it's fair to the miles to dollar ratio that you've set for yourself. That's just what you do. I think that makes the most sense. $5.14 for 4.1 miles. No. Yeah, I think that's what makes the most sense. You just stick to your guns, people. Stick to your guns. This is very serious stuff, people. Stick to your guns. Don't let them F with you. Oh my God. The money just averages out. You are never going to beat the system. You may have a day where, let's say, oh my God, I made $200 and something today. Well, guess what? Tomorrow you're only going to make maybe $100. It just inevitably throughout the year, as you follow your income stream throughout the year, you'll see it just averages out to usually about $20 to $25 an hour, no matter how you try to play the game, no matter how aggressive you are or passive you are. $8.09 for 12.2 miles. No. Yeah, you cannot do anything in this particular job to game it. Now maybe you can probably do it if you drive people around. You can game the system, and that's just you've got to go in Vegas, you got to go to the Strip, and you got to drive around a bunch of drunk people who will throw money at you thinking you're like a part-time stripper. Part-time Uber driver, part-time stripper, and then you'll get the money. But that's about it. If you're doing just delivery, it is what it is. Nobody is going to do anything extra for you. Nothing extra. I like to focus on about this job is just the exercise and looking at the pretty houses. That's the perk I get from this job is I get exercise from carrying stuff and walking around. I like cruising in the car and just being by myself and nobody bothering me. And then, of course, I like to look at the neighborhoods and the houses. I like to critique people's architectural decorations, like how they decorate the front of their house. And I like to look at how people landscape. And, it's just fun. It's like House Hunters Live. You ever watch HGTV and House Hunters. It's like that. Where you get to pretend like you're interested in purchasing the property, and you're like inspecting it. You're like, I don't really like the way they're doing whatever they're doing. I don't like the color of this house, or the property's in a bad location. It's just fun. So that part of it is what I enjoy the most, and that doesn't cost. That's like that they're paying me money to have a good time. Somebody put in the comments the other day about some kind of business deal or something or other that they wanted to do with me because they saw that they liked what I did and they wanted to present me with some opportunity. I'm an old man. I am ready for retirement. I don't really have an interest in pursuing any type of business opportunities, but I don't know how to politely tell people I'm not interested. So I just told the person, like, thanks for watching my video, and that was about it. But I'm done. I'm cooked. My goose is cooked. $3.34 for 6.8 miles. No. Yeah, any type of additional revenue I get is just $3.14 for 10.3 miles. No. Any type of additional revenue that I'm going to get, it's just going to be passive. It's not going to be connecting with anybody. There's no networking involved. There's nobody else giving me input about anything. There's no team meetings. It is just me and the camera doing my thing. And that's it. And then me just going around and picking stuff up and dropping it off. That's it. And then it's time to, and then after a few years, it's time for me to go to the Social Security office and get my Social Security. Because then I'll be done. And then I'll probably still be doing this because, this makes so little amount of money, it's not going to even affect my Social Security. So I think with Social Security, you can earn, I think it's like up to $22,000 before it will affect your Social Security income. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect for this job because I could easily do this job and make, I don't know, like $30 a day in retirement just for fun. So $30 times $10 is $300. 300 times 4, that's about $1,200 additional income a month for something so simple as like picking up somebody's Starbucks and dropping it off. So I don't know why more retired people don't do this, because it's a great source of additional income with very little effort. And I mean very little effort. Now, if I become some big YouTube celebrity and I'm making gobs and gobs of money, well, then of course I'm not going to collect my Social Security until I turn full retirement, which would be around, I think, age 70. So, so I would just be raking in the dough, still doing this, and it's just lots of fun, but then my videos would make gobs and gobs of money. And so, so either way, I'm like, oh, I'm going to win either way. I got it all covered, people. You don't have to worry about me. You don't worry about Grandpa Vegas right along. He's going to be okay. I just accepted a Vons shopping order. It wasn't fantastic, but I've been driving for so many miles now without anything that I was like, I better take something. I better take something, or we're not going to have much of a show if I'm just sitting at home. So $10.34 for 6.9 miles shopping for 4 items. Let's head on over to Vons and go get it. My subscriber growth is rapidly increasing. We're at 990, everybody. We only have 10 more subscribers to go, and then we can do a live. That'll be so fun. Then I'll get to actually interact with you guys instead of it just being one way and a bunch of people just giving me comments. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I don't even know what we're going to talk about. I'm not going to have any kind of agenda. I'm just going to be like, hey, what's up? All right, well, we're just about to arrive, so let's take a look at the shopping list. Can't be that bad. Let's see, we got some Oops all berry cereal, some apple juice, some other kind of apple juice, and some Hubba Bubba bubblegum. Oh my God, that's it. Let's go. All right, another successful pickup. I don't think I had a problem finding anything except they had a little kitty apple juice drink. And so I didn't know what cartoon character they wanted. They had like Paw Patrol, which is like for little boys. And I know if it was a little girl. Then they had like a little pink character but they only had the pink character for fruit juice, not for apple juice. So for the apple juice, they were gonna have to settle for the Paw Patrol character in the blue uniform. And unfortunately, if it's a girl, I'm sure they're gonna be like, Mom, I don't want I don't want the Paw Patrol guy. But yeah, that's what they're gonna get, because that's all we got. Oh dear, I shouldn't have went this way. Traffic is building. I'm gonna go the other way. Turning the other way. I'm like, I can't deal with all that. All these people that are coming out of Anthem every time at this time of day, and I should have known better. It was just so convenient to just drive that way. I was like, I'm gonna go this way because it's just so convenient to just make a right and then another right and then a left. But no, those people come flying out of that community like bats out of hell, because they decided, I want to live really far away in some exclusive area, yet still be miles and miles away from civilization, so that I have to floor it and gun my car like 60 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone to make up for the lost time, and nearly kill themselves. Well, that's rich people for you. They do the weirdest things. The customer is 2.3 miles away, 5 minutes away, and the instructions are leave at my door, and it's a house, and they gave me a gate code, and they said do not ring the doorbell. All right, that's it. All right, we're in beautiful Grand Hills. We are traveling through Grand Hills. We're not actually delivering to a guard-gated community, because that's all that is here in this particular zone. But I thought I'd turn the camera on so you guys could enjoy the beautiful scenery, because this is a lot like Anthem Country Club, but it's I don't know if it's more fancier. Well, it's friendlier than Anthem Country Club, because each community here is much smaller. They're all separated with their own little gate and guard. Whereas with Anthem, you're all trapped inside that compound with just one exit point. So it's a little, I would say it's I would say it's more exclusive. I would definitely have to say fewer people have access. I think somebody famous lives here, a famous boxer, I think. What's his name? Oh God, who knows? I can't remember. There's a famous boxer that lives up here, and I can't remember what his name is. I'm not really into boxing, so I don't know. But somebody told me one time that there's a lot of famous athletes that like to move to Vegas. So for tax purposes especially, but also for the nice weather and the beautiful homes. But I can't remember who it was. Was it Sugar Ray Leonard? No. It wasn't Oscar De La Hoya. And it definitely wasn't Muhammad Ali, because he's not alive anymore. So maybe it is Sugar Ray Leonard, because he's the only one I think that's around. So yeah, and O.J. Simpson used to live here, but he died. He got cancer. So he was living here. He was always in the news. It was like Sasquatch sightings. It's like, did you see the person, that's famous, but you only see him every so often. He'll just suddenly appear out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my God, look, it's OJ. And then it's gone, and then it vanishes, and then for months and months you don't see the person again. And sometimes I see that Flavor Flav. I'd see him at Walmart every once in a while. He'd still be wearing that big old necklace with the clock on it. I guess because he likes the attention. So that's a celebrity sighting I've seen. But I'm from LA, so I'm not starstruck. So I used to see celebrities all the time, because I used to work in downtown LA, and I would see celebrities filming there all the time. So it was not unusual to come across a famous person when you're walking down the street when I lived over there. All right, well, that's it for the beauty. Let's just get over there and drop this stuff off. We had an offer come in for $13 to do some shopping, but it was 10 miles. That's basically $1.30 a mile. That's too low. So I didn't take it. Sometimes I think I should always take offers if they're at least $10. But I go back to that same problem I have about mileage on the car. Because you can see at the end of the day, whenever I do this job, I don't have that many miles on the car. It's usually less. It's usually 60 miles or less in general is what I put on the car. So if I calculate that out, that's like 600 miles every 10 days, and then times 3. That's just 1,800 miles a month on the car, or approximately 20,000 miles a year. So that's really good. Because this car probably has a lifespan of about 250,000 to 300,000 miles on it. And total mileage on this car currently is at about 150,000. So we're essentially at half life for this car. And so if you divide 150,000, let's say by 25,000 miles, what is that? Well, it's at least, that's 4 years. And then 2 more. So I guess this car could last about 5 or 6 years more. So if you think about it, this car will last me 5 or 6 years. That's a good amount of time. That'll be well into my my retirement years, where I could be technically full-time retired. So, and then it'll be time to get something else. I don't know what kind of car I want to get next though in the future. I think I probably want to still get a Prius, I think, because I like saving money. And I'll probably just get a used one. More than likely, I'll just get a used one, because it'll be cheaper to get a used one than a new one. And with technology improving, I'm sure the car will be just fine. And I'm not talking about super used. I'm talking about, probably like 30,000 miles on the car or less. I'm not going to get no car that has like 100,000 miles on it used. No way. People that do that are crazy to me. I'm like, why would you do that? That car is good. That you're taking a gamble. That car is going to have all kinds of problems when they get 100,000 miles, and they're turning it in. That means that they have been neglecting it for at least the last 25 to 50,000 miles, because they knew they were sick of it, and they weren't doing any of the oil changes, any of the things that need to be done to maintain the car. They weren't doing, because they didn't like the car. That's why they got rid of it. But I guess you got to get what you can afford. All right, we got another one. We're gonna go to Walgreens. We're gonna be shopping for 3 items. They're giving us $10 and 1 penny. And something's coming in from Eggworks. $8 for 11.5 miles. No. Turn that crap off. Pausing DoorDash. DoorDash is paused. We're shopping for, did I say 3 items? Yeah, I did say that. And we're traveling 3.8 miles for the $10. All right, let's get our shopping on at Walgreens. Let's take a look at what we're shopping for. I'm all fumbling with the microphone, trying to drive. We're shopping for some kind of electrolyte drink. And then another electrolyte drink. And now we're shopping for some Pepto-Bismol. Somebody has diarrhea. Oh my God. Oh, I missed the turn.
Turn right on Southeastern Avenue.
We got everything. We had to do a few substitutions. They didn't have electrolyte that they wanted. They had Pedialyte, and then they had the Walmart brand of electrolyte. And then of course they had the Gatorade Light. But when I went to substitutions, it said to get the generic of the Pedialyte. So that's what I went ahead and did. And then they had different types of Pepto-Bismol. They have Ultra 5, they have Ultra, and they have Ultra with cherry flavor. So I first was gonna get the Ultra 5 cherry flavor. And then I said, wait a minute, let me look behind it. And sure enough, they were the regular Pepto flavors. with Ultra 5. I didn't know they made so many different kinds of Pepto-Bismol. You know, when I was a kid, they had just one kind of Pepto-Bismol. It was just Pepto-Bismol, and that was it. So I don't understand, what do these other Pepto-Bismols do that the other one doesn't? I mean, it worked for me back in the day. Like if I had any kind of diarrheal issues or upset stomach, I just use regular Pepto-Bismol. So what is so special in these other ones that makes them make a different type of Pepto? If anybody knows, put it in the comments. Tell me about your Pepto experience with Pepto Ultra 5. All right, it's now 4 minutes away, 1.7 miles. It's a leave at the door. It's a house, and we have a gate code. All right, we're in the community. We made it in. We are in Seven Hills, beautiful Seven Hills. Although I don't find the houses to be particularly nice here. The location's nice, but the houses are just kind of average. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's an older community maybe, and that's why they're not as spectacular. But the location's very peaceful up here. You're very much to yourself up here, with all these other people, of course, but I mean, there's not a lot of stores or businesses. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close to the drop-off. Should be a little bit more, and then we will drop off this anti-diarrheal medication. Let's see. Not this one. Or is it this one? No, it's further up. Gosh darn it. Here we are. We're here. Let's drop it off. All right, it's 7:46 a.m. When did we start? I think we started at about this time 2 hours ago. I want to say we started like at 5:50 something a.m. So look at the amount of money we've made so far, and that'll tell you how much money we're making per hour if we've been going now for 2 hours, because about 5:50, 6:57. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. So I hope our hourly rate is good. I have no idea how much money we've made. I'm completely clueless. All I know is that we have not gone home once. So we've been going nonstop. So that's a good sign that we're making at least close to $20 an hour. So yeah. So let's just keep going and hope it continues. So far all this week it's been really lousy. We've been averaging good amount of dollars per hour, but we haven't had much active time. As they say on DoorDash, your active time. We have not been very active. We've been very much inactive. I would say severely inactive. So yeah, so let's see if it still keeps up. It is Thursday. Thursdays do tend to be busy, one of the busiest days. So there we go with the fingers. Let's hope it keeps on being busy. All right, it's 8:43 a.m. and we're on our way to Subway. We're going to be getting $5.24 for 2.8 miles. Let's head on over to Subway. We got the Subway. It was not ready, so we sat there for a couple of minutes. And now we're going to go to a business, Global Industrial, and it's a meet at the door. All right, let's go drop off this sandwich. Well, it looks like it's going to be another slow day. It was busy this morning, and then it's drying up again. Seems to be a pattern going on. Nothing we can do about it per se. We sure as heck aren't going to be picking any people up. That is for sure. Got a comment. We are, also for subscribers. We're only 8 more subscribers away from 1,000. We're at 992. That's awesome. Someone sent a comment. They said, love the icons. Let me take a screenshot of it. Love the icons. Hope you're well. We had some sun here today in the UK. Whoop whoop. Stay safe, my friend. Georgina. That's nice. It's always nice when people keep in touch. She's written before. Thank you so much. Well, there's not much else going on, everybody. It's slow. We're in cruise mode. And now my mind is already starting to think about the live stream. And I'll probably end up live streaming just here in the car because it's very contained. I've always got so many things going on at home that I can easily get distracted and pulled away. So my plan is to just, stay in the car and just park somewhere and just do the live stream that way. I think that makes the most sense because it'll probably go for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know. I've never done a live stream. I don't know what's involved. I've watched live streams before, but I've never hosted one, so I don't know exactly how well I'll be at entertaining the viewers. All right, it's definitely a business.
Turn left, then
Just
drop
gotta
off on
find a
right.
place to park, a nice place to park it, and then go inside and give this guy his sandwich. Ba-ba. And here we are. Let's do it. For both.
Thank you.
Great, you're welcome. Have a good one. Thank you. All right, well, we did it. Came right to the door and he got his sandwich. There's not much else to say. I rang a little doorbell because the door was locked. And that was about it. And now I'm trying to get out of here without my car ending up in the gravel dirt or hitting a light post. That's all. And now it's slow again. And I can see that I got some water spots on my car again from it being parked out front. Oh well. No big deal. I'll have to clean my windshield again in a minute. Later today, I guess I'll clean my windshield. I just don't like having water spots on the car. Because I'm in the car for hours and hours, and the last thing I want to do is see water spots that I have to stare at for hours and hours. I don't know if that can't be ADHD. That's just common sense. I think most people are like that. They don't want to stare out a dirty window for hours and hours. If you're going to be in the car, take a minute, clean your windshield, and now it's nice and clear. You can enjoy the beauty of the scenery on a beautiful sunny day. Now, if it was a cloudy, muggy day, I wouldn't care because, it's nothing to look at. Or if it's raining and then you don't care. But on a crystal clear sunny day, you want to be able to enjoy it. You don't want to be looking through a dirty window. They said on the news the other day they're going to build a super fast train that's going to go from Vegas to the east part of Los Angeles. And it'll be like a 2-hour trip. $3.45 for 4.3 miles. No. So that'll be nice. And they said it'll be ready in 4 years. I find that hard to believe. How can you build a train that fast? I mean, doesn't it take a long time to build the railing system and all the electrical and everything else that goes along with, making a train? But they said, I guess there's going to be, the Olympics are coming in 4 years. So they're trying to time it where it will be ready for the Olympics. Because I guess that's when we'll have the most tourism. And then, of course, guess what? The tourists, if they're going to be in LA for Olympics, they're going to want to take that train to come up to Vegas. So it's big money. So I guess there's that motivation to have it ready. So we'll see if it's actually ready. It's supposed to be really expensive to take the train, but I'm sure everybody will do it anyway because it'll just be a one-time thing just to try it out when it first comes out for the excitement. Kind of like when they made the Sphere, that big ball on the Strip. Everybody wanted to go to see it because it was just the newest thing. So that'll probably be what'll happen with this train business once the train's ready, because then people can make plans of what things they want to do in LA if they're going from Vegas to LA. And then, of course, people going from LA to Vegas, they're going to make plans the same way. So Yeah, that's exciting that something new is coming like that. It's been a long time coming. They've always talked about making a train that goes from Vegas to LA, but it's never happened all these years later. But it looks like finally it's going to. So that's big news. Oh, something's coming in from Petco. $14.25 plus an extra $2. That's a good one. I may screen capture it. I've got to do a lot of, I don't think it's going to take me to any bad areas. So I'm going to accept it. And I got, of course, Uber's going off in the background, but it's a $5 crappy order. So we'll just ignore that one. All right. So our next one is going to be Petco. And let me tell you the specifics. We're getting $14.25 plus an extra $2 for one heavy item. So it's actually $16.25. And we're having to go to Petco first, and then we have to pick up 5 items, and then we have to go to Petsmart to pick up 3 more items and then deliver to, it looks like, just 2 locations. So yeah, let's get going. Realize I'm almost on my 50th episode, and I rarely ever talk about anything that goes along with the Las Vegas Strip. I think I have one video where I was at Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio one time, but it was just a real short, because it was like some friends were in town, and I did a real short video just showing things on the Strip. But I noticed when you're a local here, it's like the Strip is like Disneyland. It's like if you live in LA, you don't talk about Disneyland, because it's just there, you know. You just get used to it. It's not a big deal that you spend really hardly any energy even thinking about. It's just, you know, it's just there, and that's about it. You don't think how exciting, or to tell anybody about what's going on there. But there is news. They're planning. They closed the Tropicana. The Tropicana's been there forever. I mean, since I don't even know when. It's been there for a long, decades and decades. And they finally closed it, and they're going to knock it down. So we're saying goodbye to the Tropicana. It's going to be gone. And they're going to, I guess they're planning on building a baseball stadium there. We're going to be getting, now the latest news was that we're going to be getting the Oakland A's as our team. So it'll become the Las Vegas A's, I guess, or I don't know what they're going to call it. I have no idea. All I know is that the Tropicana is no more, and the latest buzz is that the baseball stadium will be built where the Tropicana currently stands. And that's it. That's all the latest big news here in Vegas. The Sphere was all the buzz, and now that's quieted down. That was all over TikTok and everything, showing that giant ball. And I've been to it. It's nice. It's something you go to just one time, and then you're like, okay, I did it. You're like, wow, okay, can I go now? Because it's impressive, but after about 30 minutes, you're over it. You're like, okay, it's just like anything else. It's just like a big screen that surrounds you, and yeah, you feel like you're outside when it turns on, and it shows you things. It feels like you're flying and all this stuff. But, you know, after a while, you're just like, okay. I think we're spoiled now, you know. If it doesn't send us into the Matrix, you know, like in the movie where you actually just leave your body and you're somewhere else. If we don't have that experience, we're just so spoiled. We're not impressed. I mean, we're impressed for a few minutes, and then we're just like, okay, I'm over it. So yeah, but there's nothing else new or exciting. They're always tearing down casinos and putting new ones up. They're gonna knock down the Mirage, and they're gonna put up the Hard Rock Hotel on the Strip in place of the Mirage Hotel and Casino. And I guess they're going to make that hotel in the shape of a guitar. So that's going to be different. I'm really curious to see how that's going to look when it's done, because it's going to be obviously at a huge scale, the shape of the guitar. And that's going to become a part of the skyline of the Las Vegas Strip. So that'll be interesting when that's done. So anyway, that's it. Now you guys have some little Las Vegas information that I've never told before, because really it's not a big deal to people that live in Vegas. It's like, whatever. Prices on houses here in Vegas are so ridiculously high. I am just in shock. There are some houses over near the 15 freeway and St. Rose Parkway that are just total garbage houses. I mean, they are just so awful. It's ridiculously how awful they are. I can't even describe to you how awful they are. I would barely even consider them houses. And they during the recession, those houses were like $50,000, $60,000, and that was in 2011. So here we are. What is that? 10 years later, 13 years later, those houses now are going for in the mid 300s. I'm like, the mid 300s for this? It is unbelievable. They're just pure garbage. I mean, there is like no front yard. They're 2-story, and they're like maybe 1,000 square feet. So it's just a box on top of a box, like one studio apartment stacked on top of another studio apartment. That's how tiny they are. And most of the people that live there, they're like renters, and so the area is really run down. So I just can't even believe it, how high the prices have gone up over here. Now, I'm sure it's that way everywhere. I'm sure everyone's experiencing the same thing. But here in Vegas, everything is always so extreme. The ups and downs are really extreme. You can go one minute everything is like $1 million, and then the next minute everything is poverty city, and all the vagrants start just pouring out of nowhere. So I don't know when the next recession is, but I'm not looking forward to it, because it's really going to test everybody to see if their financial situation can handle it. And hopefully mine can. I think it can. My story, I forgot to show you guys what we're shopping for. So it looks like we're going to get some catnip flavored cat treats. We're going to be getting some turkey cat treats. We're going to be getting some Friskies. Looks like we're getting some kind of toys. Gonna be in there a while. I thought this was just a pickup. Oh, here's the heavy item. 40-pound bag of cat litter. Oh, great. All right, let's get in there and get it over with. We got the first pickup that we had to shop for, and unfortunately they did not have the Friskies cat food type that they wanted. They wanted the meaty bits, Friskies chicken meaty bits, and they did not have it. So I got them the chicken gravy something. It's with gravy. It's chicken, but it comes in a gravy sauce instead of meaty bits. And I'm sure it's fine. I've had cats, and I know that meat gravy, all cats love gravy. So how could you go wrong? So there was that one. Then the next one was that they didn't have was it was some type of cat treat. It was a special brand that they wanted, and they wanted it in turkey. They wanted those meaty bits in a delicious turkey, and they didn't have it. They only had salmon, and they had chicken. So I'm like, well, if this cat likes chicken, and they're getting the Friskies chicken, they're gonna like the meaty bits in chicken. So I got those meaty snack treats and chicken. And then let's see, was that it? I think everything else they did have. So we had no problem finding the little cat toy that's like a little ball of tin foil. That was no problem. And then the greenies, no problem. And then of course the big 40-pounder of cat litter was no problem. And that's it. So now we're off to the second pickup, which I hope is a pickup, but we're gonna find out in the next segment. You're either gonna see the sign of Petsmart in the next segment, or you're gonna see a shopping list, and I'm gonna be telling you what we're shopping for. So here we go. All right, let's see what we're shopping for. Oh, just 2 items, thank goodness. So the first one is going to be some type of kitten food, chicken flavored. All cats love chicken. And then the second item we're gonna get is some type of, looks like a dry, is it dry? Yeah, it's a cat food made of chicken and rice, and it's for indoor cats. Let's go get it. Did it. Both orders required a picture of the receipt, and they also required that the customer get the receipt. So that is all done, and now we are on our way to the drop-off as this young gentleman walks right by my car and almost run his butt down. All right, so we are going to go to, I believe it's an apartment. Yes, it's an apartment. And it's a leave at my door, and they're by the community pool. Go through the clubhouse. Oh, great. I only have a 40-pound bag of cat litter to deliver to this apartment, and I've got to go through the clubhouse to get to this person. Fantastic. I'm sure they're not going to mind me wheeling this cart through their clubhouse full of cat litter. Oh, people, man, they're too much. Well, we got to do what we got to do. They said to deliver it and to go through the clubhouse, and that's what we're going to do. I think that particular Petsmart is the smelliest Petsmart I've ever been to. They do a terrible job keeping that place clean. You can smell it like when the doors open, instead of you just smelling like a light scent of like animal, it is so strong. It smells like you're putting your face into a dirty dog bed. That's how strong it is when you walk in. And there's the girl that helped me that worked at the cash register, she actually was wearing a face mask, and I know she was wearing it because it smells so bad in there, and it's probably causing her terrible allergies. So she just wears her face mask all day long to block the smell from getting into her nose. Like even right now, my nose is starting to run from all the animal hair that I breathed in. Well, I can see why this person said go through the clubhouse. It's because they don't know the gate code. So they purposely did that for a reason, because they're thinking, how is this guy going to get in, and just have him go through the leasing office, which is the clubhouse, to deliver, since they don't have the code. Now it's starting to make sense. But luckily for me, I've been there many times, so I think I might have a few little digits I can do to rectify the situation and get us moving along nice and smooth. Supposed to have thunderstorms tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see how the day goes tomorrow, as far as how impactful the weather's going to be on me working. I worked in rain before, so it's not going to hinder me, but it just depends if it starts to flood. Like if it starts to flood, then the day's over. We're not going to go far. So we'll just take real short trips, because at least near home base, everything is very civilized. But if you go outside, you get a lot of flood areas. So, well, we'll see what happens. You know how the weather is. One minute they're saying it's going to pour, and the next minute it's sunny as all heck. All right, I got us in. Now we just got to find the place, because the building numbers don't coincide with the apartment numbers. So we just have to hope they dropped a good pin. They probably didn't, knowing them. I might have to do a scouting first. I might have to scout. Make sure I don't end up in a bad situation. Oh, and of course I have to make sure I park appropriately, so I can easily put the cart down and not have to lug the cat litter. I'm not all that good at backing into parking spots, but oh gosh, there's a guy's motorcycle right there. Ay, ay, ay. Let's try backing in to the parking spot. Let's see how much damage we caused to people's cars. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're doing great. Excellent. All right, I think this is as close as we're gonna get. All right, let's see if we can first, I'm gonna do a scouting, see if I can find the apartment first. People were total bastards. They screwed us over big time. They not only did they drop the pin wrong and not give us a building number, but even their directions were completely off base. And they are far from where the pool is. Completely far. They're in building 23. And it's ridiculous. It's like, why would in the heck would they say that they're near this particular location when they're completely not? They're totally at the far edge of the complex, almost at the very end. They're not anywhere near the leasing office. Man, the people that, and then it's cat litter, that is just wrong. People have no courtesy for other people. They only think like it's like, if it doesn't affect them, they could care less. It is just so ridiculous. So, all right, so now I see where it is. I see where we are. I've got to turn around again. Now, if you told me that all this was going to happen for this assignment, I wouldn't have taken it. Because actually, it's quite a headache. Because first of all, I had to shop for both of the customers. So that in itself was time consuming. And then for the drop-offs to be this difficult is just like completely wrong. It's completely wrong. Wow. And then to access this particular complex, man, oh man, it is not easy. Oh, look, another motorcycle. Another motorcycle parked in this parking spot. Well, I'm not going to hit the motorcycle, but I am going to park here. All right, let's take two. Let's try again. All right, another successful delivery. Even though it took us much longer than we anticipated, the fact that it's done is all we care about at the moment. Not much else, just that it's done, and we can move on to the next delivery, which is going to be another apartment. Another apartment. Oh, we love apartments. This one is a leave at my door. We have a gate code. They give me the building number, which is excellent. They direct me on which direction to go when I first turn into the complex. Excellent. 5-star instructions. Oh, thank God. This person was the worst. This person had absolutely no consideration for a delivery driver whatsoever. All they cared about was just clicking the little button and saying check out and pay. And that was it. And then it was up to the delivery driver to turn into a detective and just try to figure it out. But she should have put that in the instructions. You figure it out. That would have been great. I would have laughed. I would have been prepared. If she would have put in those instructions, figure it out, I would have been like, excellent. Let's get going on that. But no, she put in there actual instructions about going through the leasing office and going where the community pool was. And she wasn't anywhere near the leasing office or the community pool. Oh, man. People have a lot of effing nerve. Oh, man. I would have loved to just cut a little hole in that cat litter bag, so when she picked it up, it all started to pour out. She's just lucky I happen to be an ethical delivery driver, because most of them would have done something to let them have it. But no, I wouldn't do that. I would never damage anybody's products, because that's completely unprofessional. Even though they were completely unprofessional, I won't be. I'm not going to stoop so low. At least not on camera. This is really the day for people to be subscribing to my videos. We now only have 6 more subscribers to go till we reach 1,000. I feel like all day today I'm like on a telethon. We only have so much more to go here at the telethon to reach our goal. Oh my God. That's exciting. I can't wait to hit 1,000. And then that'll be it. Then I won't even know if I'll track it after that. But I'm sure I will, because we got to make goals for the next live stream. Drop off was super easy. His directions were excellent. No problems whatsoever. Down and dirty. Real easy going. So now we're just waiting. We got an offer from Pacific Island Market, but I don't want to touch dead fish, so I declined it. It was a good dollar amount to miles, but I just can't stand touching, even though that you put these like plastic gloves on, it's creepy. They're real slippery, the fish. And so I don't want to chance it. It's really gross. I mean, let's see, 3.8 miles for $6. No, it's going the wrong direction. I don't like going over there. No thanks. It's 10:05 a.m. Surely we'll get something better. Surely we will. Or we won't. Or we won't, or we'll get totally screwed and we'll just be sitting around. But I'm willing to risk losing $6. It ain't that big of a deal, It ain't at all. Got a new comment. They said, "New sub here. I am glad I found your channel. My husband just joined DoorDash and so far nothing crazy has happened. But with your channel, I will learn how to handle weird situations. Love your style." Well, that's nice. That's a very positive thing to say. I really like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I make the videos too, is for people to learn from them, so if they decide they want to do it, they won't be so nervous about doing it. They'll see how I manage the situations that I encounter. And as long as you know what you're doing, which is why it's nerve-wracking in the beginning, because you really don't know a darn thing. They don't give you any real training. So when you first do it, you're nervous for everything. But once you do it after a while, and you're used, and as long as you stay like in your familiar territory, then you're fine. It's when you go out too far beyond what you're used to exploring, and you're in unfamiliar territory, things can get kind of tricky. Because you may not know, you may not have any filing records for the gate code, or they just may have just different rules and procedures when you get to another place, and so it's unfamiliar to you as far as how to deal with the situation. And then there's just some areas where you just get into them and you're like, well, is it safe for me to even leave my car? So as long as you stay in an area you're familiar with, your confidence level stays high. An order is coming in. Protein House. No, $10 for 13 miles. No, let me decline it. Then I got something coming in from Uber. $7.13 for 6.2 miles. That is a no. All right, so now we're waiting again. Now we got nothing. I hope something comes in pretty soon. $4.07 for 8.9 miles. No. Here are the places that we don't like to go to. We do not like to go anywhere north of Sunset Boulevard. We don't like to go to the Strip. And that's pretty much it. I think that is pretty much it. Anywhere else we don't mind going. So there's really only two places we don't like to go. $3.19 for 6.6 miles. No, I'm going to go down Eastern, making a turn here. I could either head directly back home, or I could head down Eastern. And I think Eastern makes more sense. $5.28, 7.2 miles. No, because we seem to be getting a lot of offers coming in, so it's best to stay close to the restaurants, so that way there's a higher chance that something will come in that's going to be acceptable as far as the mileage. I have a perfect example about staying in your territory. So let's say, for example, that last place I did for that heavy cat litter, I was only able to find that apartment because I had on file the map of that apartment complex. So what I did was that I scoured the map looking for that apartment number, and I was able to find it, and that told me what the building number was. And then also when I looked at the map, I could see where that building was located in relation to where I was at the moment. And without that map, guess what I would have had to have done? I would have had to have left the complex and taken a picture of the map, because in general, you know, you don't take pictures of the map until you encounter a problem. $5.58 for 8 miles, no. So in general, you don't want to waste your time. So you're just constantly, you're like, okay, I'm just going to go into the complex and figure it out myself. You don't think to take a picture until you need the picture. $2 for 2 miles, no. So then you're basically having to backtrack. And then once you leave the complex, you're stuck outside the gate again. So now you got to hope you can enter the code again, or you have someone to follow in to get back into the complex again. So it's extremely time consuming if you don't already have the map on your phone. So when you're first starting this job, I highly recommend take pictures of everything. Take pictures of every map. And even if you don't need it, take a picture of it. $7.06 for Jack in the Box. I am getting over like you wouldn't believe, like a bat out of hell. I am taking a screenshot of that thing, and I am saying, yes, that's a great one. $7.06 for 1.7 miles. We are here. We arrived at Jack in the Box. Let's get it. We got the food. We had to wait a little bit because we were so close to the restaurant that when I walked in the door, they had barely received the order. So there was just a little bit of delay for me to get it because they had to put it together. So they did, though. They put it together while I waited. and then they finally had it ready to go for me. So then I was like, okay, give it to me. And then I got it. And now we're on our way. We're on our way. 4 minutes, 1.4 miles. And something's coming in. $8.25, 14 miles. No. To leave at the door, it's a house. Please don't knock. My dogs go bananas. Last house. Hold on, I gotta make sure I don't crash. Last house on the corner across the school parking lot. I have a big U-Haul in my driveway. Thank you. Drive safe. I'll try to drive safe as I try to read your message while I drive. It is currently 10:21 a.m. We have approximately, probably about an hour and 15, an hour and a half left in the shift. And then it's going to end. And then we're all going to have to say goodbye once again until the next one. So hopefully when things pick up, I mean, you can see in the total where we're at, and we're on our way to get a little bit of more money. You can see that below. You can see the money below on the bottom, on your bottom left, will eventually make its way up to the top on your left. And then that's a good gauge, because we're going to get that money in approximately 2 minutes. So I would say, how many hours have we been working now? Because we took about an hour off for lunch. So we started at about 6, but not really, a little bit before 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's, let's just for shits and giggles, let's just say 5 hours, but minus 1. So let's say so far we've worked 4 hours. Yeah, let's just say that. Let's just for laughs. Let's just say we're for far. So that's the hourly rate. So whatever it says, if you add the bottom and the top, then divided by 4 or divided by 3.75 or however, whatever stickler you are for numbers. And that's our hourly rate. Okay. All right, I just accepted another offer. We are going to be getting $8.18 to travel 3.8 miles, and we're going to be going to Chick-Fil-A. So we're going to do that one just as soon as we drop off this Jack in the Box. So let's keep going and drop off the Jack in the Box. Let's do it. All right, we're almost there. He's right. They are opposite the school.
Drop off on the right.
My gosh, it's so hidden. My gosh. What an unusual place to put your house. I hope I don't block their driveway. Oh my God, look at, oh, there's the U-Haul truck. I see it. God, I hope I dropped off at the right house. I normally confirm the address. Like I look at the address number and make sure it's the right address number. But all my mind told me was look for the U-Haul. So once I saw the U-Haul, I'm like, well, this must be it. And I think also I looked visually on the map, and I confirmed that was the location. So those were my two identifiers to confirm it. So hopefully that is right. Usually you find out in about 3 minutes. You'll get a phone call and they'll be like, where's my food? And you'll be like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's what you'll say, uh-oh. And then you'll have to rush back and grab it and hope nobody else snatches it. But I would say 90% sure that was the right location and there's nothing to worry about. So yeah, now we're on our way to Chick-Fil-A. Let's go get it. Let's go pick up that Chick-Fil-A. I have the order, 6 minutes away, 2.4 miles. Hey, please call this number. Oh, meet at the door. Lord, I hate when they do that. All right, let's get going. When I get dumb requests like, hey, call this number. No, I ain't calling a number. You got to explain to me why you want me to call that number. I'm not calling it. It doesn't even make any sense. You don't tell when you set up the account for this delivery, you're providing your phone number. So that's the number I'm going to contact when I arrive if I have a question. I'm not going to call some random number you stick in there and you don't explain why. Now, if you explain to me and say, this is my mother's account or this is my boyfriend's account or something, and to please call me because I need to come down the stairs to meet you, then I'll call you. But otherwise, you're not going to get a phone call if you don't explain yourself. So don't put those kind of messages in the instructions because it's just rude, for one. It's rude to not communicate clearly why you're doing what you're doing because it is not a normal thing to do. How do I know if you're not a stalker? How do I know you're not going to call her ID and then have my number and then call me later and try to, crank call me and bug the hell out of me when I'm having dinner with my family? Well, based on this map, it looks like it's going to be a Catholic church. So let's just see what kind of funny business is going to go on as I approach the Catholic church. The Catholic church. I want to know who this person is and why they're being so cryptic in their messaging. Right, we're here in the church. Let's see what happens when we go this way. This is the main entrance. I've dropped off here before. I've never had any problems. They usually just come right on out. Let's see.
Drop off on the right.
Let's see what happens. I'll message them and say I've arrived. I think there's a front door right here. Yeah, there's a door right here. Let's see what happens. Hi. Yep, that's right. Okay, it's for you?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
You have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day. My gosh, that was great. It was for an officer. Oh my God, that was exciting. Wow. I gotta come about. I don't think does this gate open? Wow, I delivered to an officer. Let's see if this gate opens. I don't know if it does. Oh, it's opening. Yay. It's exciting. At first I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, why is this guy stalking me? He's like right behind me and he is just literally like pacing me. And I'm like, well, this is weird. I'm like, normally I would just expect someone to come out the door, but no. I closed yes, it's delivered. I forgot to close out the order, and the person's messaging me like, did he get it? Because I guess that's his wife. And so I had to message her and say, yes, it's delivered. And then I closed it out. It was funny. At first I was thinking, well, he knows that he got his order, so he's not gonna message me. And then I'm like driving, telling you guys what happened, and I didn't close out the order yet because, of course, you know, I was sort of like caught off guard with all the stuff going on. $3.46, 3.5 miles, no. Yeah, I was kind of caught off guard. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? I'm like, am I in trouble for parking in the red zone and waiting for someone to come out? $6.24, 6.8 miles, no. And then I was just like thinking to myself, oh, you know, this is a police officer. Look at all the guns and stuff he has in the car. Like, you can see like things on his seat that are like weapons and all kinds of crazy things on his passenger seat. I'm like, oh, this is kind of scary. This is scary. And then I gave him all his stuff, and then I was trying to assess whether or not like I had been like, am I being, you know, you get more hyper aware when there's law enforcement. $12.03 for 7.6 miles. 7.6. No, it's got to be 13.20. No. Yeah. So you get more hyper self-aware. Like, you don't want to be disrespectful because it's like law enforcement, but you don't want to be, you know, you want to make sure you're the right balance of friendly, not too friendly, and not too, you know, not too pushy or anything. You don't want to make any fast moves because you feel like you may feel like you're a threat. Not that people think I'm a threat when they meet me, but still. And so after all that, and he got his stuff, then you feel a little bit flustered. You're like, you know, I want to report back to you guys on what had happened, giving this law enforcement person who pulled up next to my car his stuff. And then suddenly his wife or girlfriend messages me and making sure, then that really is like, whoa. So anyway, that was fun. That was a fun experience. I don't know. That was the first time, I think, ever. 8.4 miles for $11.32. No. That was the first time I ever had a delivery to a law enforcement officer who pulled up next to me in a unmarked vehicle. That was my first experience. I guess it's the first time for everything, because I've been doing this a long time. I've never had law enforcement receive food from me as far as them just pulling up right beside my car. I've had people like broken down trucks that need me to bring them something, and I actually will pull over to the side of the road and deliver something to them that they ordered because their truck broke down. I've done that, but I've never done anything with law enforcement, so that was kind of unusual. All right, we got another one. We're going to be going to the Juice Standard. We're going to be getting $6.27 for 3.1 miles. Let's get on over to the Juice Standard. I had another one come in for Starbucks for 4 miles for $7, so it was $1 more, but you had to drive a mile more. So I just stayed with this one because it's almost double the money. It's almost a 2x. You're almost getting $2 for every mile, whereas the other one you weren't. So that's why I just did it. And $1, who cares? If I'm one less $1, it don't matter. So I just want to just do the one that has the better ratio. I mean, unless if we're talking, you know, much bigger money. All right, it looks like we're delivering to Mosaic Salon. I've been there before. I know the fastest way to get there. So we're on our way. It is 6 minutes away, 1.8 miles. But the way we go, I think it's going to be 1.5. It's 11:02 a.m. This will probably be the second to last delivery, if not the last delivery. So you can already see how much money we've made so far and give yourself a good idea on how good we're doing. I'm sure we're doing about average. We haven't had any spectacular or amazing deliveries as far as dollar amounts. So I assume we're probably in the low I'm gonna guess and say we're probably like in the $18 an hour range. But you know, I have no real idea. I usually don't know until I get home and I add everything up, because I'm just too busy just driving. I'm just driving, delivering, driving and delivering. And even when I get home, I don't look at the money. I'm like downloading the files, uploading the files, sorting the files, renaming the files. So it's just like the money comes all the way at the end when I'm finally editing the video. I'm like, well, let's see how much money we made. I'm like, let's check it out. Let's see if we did all right. And then I know at the exact moment I'm actually inputting it into the video and putting it, you know, onto the screen. Then I know, I'm like, oh, that's how much I made. And then I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's just how I do it. I think if it was like, if we were making giant numbers, like, or like, oh, this is a $30 delivery and now we're doing a $25 delivery, then I'd be like looking all the time, like, well, how much are we making? It'd be more, but you know, when you see low numbers or average numbers for every delivery, you can pretty much figure out where you're at. You're like, yeah, I know where I'm at. Hi for Kelly. Thank you. All right, that went without a hitch, no problems at all. They got some terrible drivers here, of course, as usual. And we're off to McDonald's next. We're going to be getting, let me tell you how much, $6 and, oh no, that's not it. Well, that's not it. We're going to be, there it is, $6.67 for 2.1 miles. So let's head on down to McDonald's. All right, well, that delivery went just fine, no problems at all. And now we have another delivery, $6.67 for 2.1 miles, and we're going to McDonald's. Okay, we got some new comments. The first person says, love your videos. You're my new favorite gig driver. The more excitement, the better you handle it. Love it. And more and more graphic, please. Love them, and you are making wise decisions on which ones to use. Oh, thank you. That's very complimentary. I appreciate that. Then the second person says, getting to 1,000. And so, yep, we're getting closer. I think we just have about 5 or 6 more to go. We're getting really close. And then another person, last person, hi there. I hope you're having a great day. I really enjoy watching your videos. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys are all enjoying the videos. I'm just going to keep pumping them out as long as I'm able to. All right, let's just keep on going to McDonald's. Well, I ended my dash, so that's the end of DoorDash. So we just have Uber on right now, and I'm going to already set it to not take any more requests, because this will be the last one, and then I'm going to head on home and work on the video. So here we go. We're arriving at McDonald's. This is the last one. And it took a while to get it because it's so busy in there because it's lunchtime. But we got it, and now we have to go to an elementary school, Shirley A. Barber Elementary School. And we're going to have to leave it at the front office. So the last one, of course, is not going to be, it's not that hard. As long as the kids aren't out of class, we're okay. Because usually if their kids are not out of class, we can just roll on up to the front and just throw the hazards on and then run inside to the front office and drop it off. So it usually is not too bad, but we'll have to see. This brown UPS truck, boy, he barely made it through. Ooh, the traffic is busy. Traffic is building up. I'm glad my day's almost over. I don't want to be dealing with all this. Woo! Holy smokes. I did a lot of talking in this episode. The nice thing about it is that you can edit it down. Yesterday's video was short. I think it was only 38 minutes. And the reason why it was only 38 minutes because I was so paranoid about the sound quality. So now I don't even care. And now I'm like, well, now I have more to choose from when I edit this video. I can be like, cut this out and keep this in. And of course it's going to take more time because it's going to be longer, but It's all good. Navigation always wants me to enter the school from the do not enter direction every time. I'm like, I am not entering that way. Oh dear, I see kids coming out of school to the little school bus. Oh man, that means I've got to turn in here. Gosh darn it. That means the kids are coming out of school. Unbelievable.
Drop off on the left.
Unbelievable. Hi, this is for Tina. Have a good one. All right, we did it. We got everything delivered and we are now wrapping up. We are wrapping up. We worked, how many hours did we work? We worked 4.5? No, we worked 5 hours. We worked 5 hours today. The total is above us, where you can see the hourly rate, the total amount of money we made, and the total number of hours worked. So that is all the information except for mileage. So let's see here. Looks like 59 miles we drove today, and we got 65.8 miles to the gallon. And I think that covers everything. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye. Bye for now. See ya. Out of here.